May 1st, 2026. Episode 88 and 89. Ahan throws himself into the brutal 10 crore challenge, performing non-stop to earn money, but JD secretly sabotages every opportunity. As pressure builds, Punkti quietly tries to support him while battling guilt over his suffering. May 2nd, 2026. Episode 90 and 91. JD humiliates Ahan by forcing him into degrading performances, determined to break his spirit. Just when Ahan expects a breakthrough payment, JD interferes again, pushing him closer to defeat. May 3rd, 2026. Episode 92 and 93. Exhausted but unbroken, Ahan refuses to quit. Punkti stands firmly by his side, their bond strengthening even as JD tightens his grip on their lives. May 4th, 2026. Episode 94 and 95. Ahan's street performance unexpectedly goes viral, bringing a glimmer of hope. Donations begin to pour in, proving that public support might be the one thing JD cannot fully control. May 5th, 2026. Episode 96 and 97. With the deadline looming, Ahan is still far from his goal. JD prepares a final humiliation, but unexpected allies begin to emerge within the family. May 6th, 2026. Episode 98 and 99. JD shifts blame onto Anita, while Ahan, furious over Punkti's disappearance, confronts her violently. Meanwhile, Sheetal is shattered after learning the truth about JD and throws him out of the house. May 7th, 2026. Episode 100 and 101. Ahan publicly begs Punkti to return, unaware she has been abducted. When he finally sees proof of her kidnapping, his rage explodes and he prepares to confront Anita. May 8th, 2026. Episode 102 and 103. JD manipulates Ahan emotionally, while Anita drops a devastating lie, claiming Punkti is dead. The shock sends Ahan spiraling, his health beginning to collapse. May 9th, 2026. Episode 104 and 105. JD learns Punkti is alive and orders Anita to track her down. Meanwhile, Punkti risks everything to reunite with Ahan at a party, but assassins turn the night into chaos. May 10th, 2026. Episode 106 and 107. Determined to rebuild her life, Punkti considers a new identity. Ahan takes a bold step, proposing marriage, and offers her a safe place to stay. May 11th, 2026. Episode 108 and 109. JD's men close in as Ahan and Punkti try to escape. Despite the danger, Punkti gets a chance to prove her singing talent, stepping into the spotlight unexpectedly. May 12th, 2026. Episode 110 and 111. Furious, JD uses Anita as bait to trap Punkti. When Anita attempts suicide, Punkti walks straight into JD's carefully laid plan. May 13th, 2026. Episode 112 and 113. Family tensions explode as Sheetal refuses to accept Punkti. Despite Aparna's support, Punkti faces rejection from the very home she hoped to enter. May 14th, 2026. Episode 114 and 115. Sheetal rewrites her will, but JD manipulates her into handing over everything. In a shocking turn, he attempts to murder her by drowning her. May 15th, 2026. Episode 116 and 117. Barely alive, Sheetal manages to call Ahan for help before collapsing into a coma, leaving JD free to continue his sinister plans. May 16th, 2026. Episode 118 and 119. JD blames Ahan for Sheetal's condition, but Ahan fights back. Meanwhile, Punkti finally gets a breakthrough, an opportunity to chase her dream as a singer. May 17th, 2026. Episode 120 and 121. Punkti stuns the audience with her performance, but JD watches from the judging panel. Her rising fame threatens his control, triggering his next move. May 18th, 2026. Episode 122 and 123. Public sympathy shifts toward Punkti, weakening JD's influence. Meanwhile, Vikram begins to question his father's actions for the first time. May 19th, 2026. Episode 124 and 125. JD blacklists Ahan and Punkti professionally, cutting off their opportunities. Family tensions rise as reputation and loyalty begin to clash. May 20th, 2026. Episode 126 and 127. JD escalates to threats, trying to silence Punkti completely. At the same time, Sheetal shows signs of waking, putting JD on edge. May 21st, 2026. Episode 128 and 129. With work opportunities blocked, Ahan and Punkti struggle to survive. Meanwhile, Anita continues manipulating situations for her own gain. May 22nd, 2026. Episode 130 and 131. JD frames Punkti as the problem, isolating her further. Refusing to back down, Ahan and Punkti decide to fight him head-on. May 23rd, 2026. Episode 132 and 133. As Sheetal begins to recover, JD grows desperate. A staged robbery shakes Punkti and Anita, sending a clear warning. May 24th, 2026. Episode 134 and 135. JD tightens control through intimidation. In a horrifying moment, Sheetal is nearly pushed down the stairs, but is saved just in time. May 25th, 2026. Episode 136 and 137. Ahan rescues Sheetal, raising suspicions within the family. Punkti begins questioning Anita's loyalty. May 26th, 2026. Episode 138 and 139. Anita faces legal trouble, while JD twists the situation to frame Punkti, dragging her into deeper danger. May 27th, 2026. Episode 140 and 141. JD forces Punkti into an impossible choice between love and freedom. He then begins planting evidence to break Ahan's trust in her. May 28th, 2026. Episode 142 and 143. Punkti is captured again as JD tightens his grip. Ahan launches a desperate search, even as JD turns the system against him. May 29th, 2026. Episode 144 and 145. Punkti fights to stay strong in captivity, while Ahan finally gets a lead. Back home, doubts about JD begin to grow. May 30th, 2026. Episode 146 and 147. Ahan closes in, leading to a tense confrontation with JD. The chase intensifies as Punkti is moved again. May 31st, 2026. Episode 148 and 149. Punkti bravely fights back, leading to an emotional reunion with Ahan. But JD retaliates immediately by having Ahan arrested.